Hey y'all, Todd Courtwright here with EXP Realty. Actually working at the local library and thought that I should get a video out there. So bear with me. I'm not an expert at this. I'm no Steven Spielberg either, but wanted to get some good information out there regarding new construction and home building. Um, Got a list of about 15 things that someone might need to consider when they're getting into building a home. And those things, range anywhere from the old adage of location and neighborhood. Location still holds true. Are you next to power lines? Where are the lot lines? What's the development going to be across the street? What schools are located nearby, or plans for schools to be built in places like Arizona where they have brand new master plan communities? Those are big questions, and an agent can help you answer those. Number two, budget and financing options. If you build with a big tract builder like a Pulte or K Hovnanian, they're oftentimes getting you pre-approved up front, and then you're not actually doing financing until you've completed the build. In other situations, you may be faced with doing a construction loan with a certain number of draws that the bank sets up at certain intervals of completion of the home. Budgeting is important. Certainly, if you get approved for a $300,000 loan and builder says the house is going to be 290, you're probably cutting it too close. Lots of things to consider in there. So, again, an agent can help root out some of those problems before they become problems. You want to deal with home builder reputation and track record. A fancy website, some fancy floor plans might mean a lot initially, but bottom line is the home gets built on site. So you want to know where the contractors are coming from, build times, things like that. Floor plans and design features. What are your options? Can you customize a pre-built floor or a pre-designed floor plan with a big builder? Or what are the customizations cost if you want 9-foot instead of 8-foot ceilings? In a basement, if you want an extra course of block to give you a little more headspace, what's that going to cost? Big one nowadays, especially with costs going up and all over the place, natural gas. Energy efficiency and green building practices are a huge deal. At least in my mind, I want to pay the least amount over and above to keep the envelope of my home at the right temperature and be comfortable. Whether that's solar's included or geothermal is an option. What are those costs and what are some of the returns? Maybe it's just better to spray foam the whole house and let that take care of itself. Builders will also have some HERS ratings, which is a home efficiency rating score, and that'll give you an idea of where they're at in their practices. Lot size and zoning regulations. What do your setbacks have to be on a lot? What is could you build a separate detached garage down the road? Oftentimes those are questions that we don't think of right in the excitement of finding a lot. In Arizona, HOA fees pretty much everywhere nowadays. And what are those restrictions? What are the fees? Is the HOA fully funded? Do they have any reserve account? What are they responsible for? And then, restrictions again. Can I build a garage or paint my door blue? A big one with HOAs is people parking vans in the driveway that may have a description of a business on it. That could be problematic. What's the build time and construction schedule? Are they looking at 12 months, 6 to 12 months, 12 plus months? And what happens if they go over schedule? Whose responsibility is that if they miss a deadline for the lender on a loan lock? Does the loan have to be funded in a certain amount of time? Are you going to be up against any penalties or fees? How is the builder held accountable to that construction schedule? Warranties and homeowner protections. What is covered in the first year? What is covered by the manufacturer? What protections does the homeowner have? How many lawsuits are out there against the builder already for previous builds? Something to check into, Better Business Bureau, that kind of thing. Another point to that, well, I'll get to that later, but inspections, but upgrades and customization options, again, maybe a 9-foot ceiling. How long am I going to be in the house? if I'm going to be in there 15 years, and that's the plan, I know plans change, but if I say I'm going to be there 15 years, uh, maybe I want to go ahead and spend the money on the flooring that I really want. I know I'll be happy with forever. I want to maybe add that 9-foot ceiling because that's going to pay off long term. Maybe I want that again, efficiency. I want the spray foam insulation because I want to save the most amount of money in 15 years. Am I building this for a rental? Do I concern myself with those expenses? What do I want for my tenants? That kind of thing. What's the resale value? What's the resale value of a granite countertop versus quartz or concrete or something else that the builder offers? And what do those things cost? Do I have to add outlets in rooms? Do I have to add garage door openers? All those things become a pretty big cost item. And quite frankly, the builders make up a lot of their margins on those items, those resale items. Home insurance options. What's this going to cost to get it insured? Am I in a floodplain? Those basic questions. Homeowner association, we talked about fees and restrictions. We talked about the build time and construction schedule. I've got to update a couple of these. And then again, the warranty and home protection. One thing I wanted to touch on, with an agent, at least in my experience, I have always pushed for an additional inspection, walkthroughs at certain intervals with a home builder. I have had clients that have bought homes sight unseen. I've actually gone in and done the walkthroughs for them, picking out little things that maybe were missed. And I'm not a home inspector, so I often recommend, or I always recommend, but some people choose not to, have a third-party inspector come in. There will always be inspections done by the city for, or the county for, or the township for things like water, electrical, but things are missed. Things like insulation didn't get blown in a certain area. Things like stubbing in, the right pipes or the outlets, or making sure things are all done up to code. Sometimes those things sneak through. Not everybody has a great day when they're out there on the job site. So good idea to have a third party just to check those things out. So really those are the biggies. Again, back to location, dealing with improvements, cost overruns, budgets, things you need to be wary of as you're moving along, who your utilities are going to be. Are you going to be able to get internet service? Who are those providers? And again, think about those inspections as you're going through the process. If I can be of any help, I'd love to do so. I've been at this since 2005 and done tons of homes with walkthroughs, inspections, all of the above. So appreciate any feedback, and if I can help out in any way, let me know. It's casual Thursday here again. Like I said, I'm coming from the library, and just wanted to get some info out there. So appreciate it.